All right, I just got to Williamsburg. I'm at Jamestown Island here in Virginia, and today is my midweek long run. I had a really good long run last Sunday where I was alternating some marathon pace miles, testing out some different paces in between, some steady miles in between. So not a full recovery, still had to work pretty hard, but it was a chance to get my heart rate down before getting back up for some tougher ones. So that one started with a warm-up, 4 miles at marathon pace, which I was hitting at about 5:30, and then I would do 2 at steady pace, and then 1 marathon pace mile. I did that for 10 miles, and then another 4-mile segment at marathon pace, and a cool down. So big workout. It's taken my body a couple days to recover from that. On that last segment, that 4-mile segment, so that would be mile 20, I dropped it down to a 5:11. So decided to really give a good strong push to finish it out, but I felt good. I felt pretty smooth, and that was a really encouraging workout as I started to get closer to race day, less than a month out at this point. So hard to believe, but that was a good one for confidence. Monday and Tuesday, I just took some easy run days. Monday actually was a lot of fun. Went out and hit some trails, had a little more elevation, close to 1,000 feet than I was, a little more than I was expecting, but it was a good run, fun. And I like trails, a good way to kind of not worry about pace, just focus on your environment and just kind of enjoy the run itself. Yesterday, I did a double. Yesterday was Tuesday. I did 9 miles in the morning, nice comfortable pace, and then did 5 on the treadmill, again, just nice and easy. Trying to give my legs a chance to really recover in between since that last session on Sunday. But today, big workout. I have 20 miles total. So starting with a warm up and cool down, and then it's going to be 7 reps, alternating between marathon pace mile and half marathon pace mile. So I'm gonna aim between 5:30, 5:35 and 5:20-ish. So we try to hold pretty close to that 5:20 on the half marathon pace miles, and then a 1-minute rest. So marathon pace, half marathon pace mile, 1-minute rest, probably just a walking rest, 7 times, and then another probably 3-4 mile cool down. So that should get, again, about 20 miles on the day. So big session. We'll be interested to see how my body handles 14-15 miles of big volume at marathon pace or faster. So it'll be fun and a good challenge. Today I'm wearing the Alphafly 3. So wore these first at the Houston Marathon, and then again at Boston. So I've got 2 marathons in these, starting to bring them out to training, and just a really fun shoe to run on. I ran in the Vaporflies, actually Vaporfly 3s last Sunday. Good shoe, but my feet were actually a little sore after running them, my calves, more so than other shoes I've used previously. So wanted to see if these provided a little extra protection. So I'll let you know how these feel after the session. But otherwise, time to get started before it gets too hot, and I'll talk with you afterwards. schedule today's run. I started this morning with a Morton 320, the non-calf version. I had that about an hour before the run. And then during the run, I'm going to be alternating between the Morton Gel 160s. So I'll have one of these at about 5 miles. At 10, I'll go back to the calf 100, so a little caffeine to help me get me through the workout about halfway through. And then around 15, I'm gonna have another Gel 160. So really focus on getting good carbs in to help fuel the stronger effort. And then afterwards, I have actually these Alani's. This is a cookies and cream protein shake. Got these at Costco. This is amazing. It's got for 160 calories, 30 grams of protein. So really important to get that, to get protein in really as quickly as you can. These are really convenient. Grab them and then they're shelf-stable, so easy to bring with you quickly. And then I can have it immediately without having to carry around a protein shaker, milk, or bring any of that. So quick and easy, and they taste pretty good too. So able to get the hydration and nutrients back in quickly. I also brought a couple things to snack on afterwards for the drive home. Got a banana, granola bars, just a couple things, drink some water. And then as soon as I get home, I'll make a nice big breakfast, which maybe I'll do a post on a little more on eating and kind of what I eat throughout the day. But that's what I'm fueling today. Morton 320 to start, 3 Morton gels throughout the run, and then protein shake to follow. That total run was 21 miles, and the average pace was just over 6 minutes. Total run time was just over 2 hours, and it was a relatively flat route with just about 140 feet of total elevation. This was overall a great run. So it was a 3-mile warm-up, allowed me just to get my legs moving, start to feel comfortable, get my body ready to start pushing the pace. And then, as I mentioned, it was 7 times alternating between marathon and half marathon pace. And I was very happy with how I was able to stay on pace throughout the entirety of the workout, really hovering right around 5:30, between 5:25 and 5:30 for marathon pace efforts, and very close to 5:20, maybe just underneath of it for the last few reps on the half marathon paces. Looking a little bit closer into the data, my heart rate was pretty controlled. I was definitely working, there's no question. I was around, mid-upper 160s towards the end of the more challenging repeats. So I'm definitely working between tempo and threshold. However, having that minute break, at least what I planned in, really helped get my heart rate back down, allow me to reset between each one of these reps. Now the first one, I believe I did stay at 1 minute, but after each one of the other ones, the temperature started increasing, and I knew it was gonna be really hard for me to hit the efforts without additional rest. So I had 2 choices. I could either slow down the reps and stay true to that 1 minute rest, or just increase the rest a little bit. So I decided to do the latter. So on when I finished the second mile, the half marathon pace mile, I just kind of rested for, let's say 2 or 3 minutes. I wasn't too worried about the amount of time. I didn't want to get to full recovery, but I did want to have just enough time to let my heart rate come down, catch my breath, and feel like I could really push for that next one and do it from a controlled position. When I finished the last rep, like I said, it was definitely work, but I also feel like there was a little bit more there. If I had to do another set or two, I think I would have been able to do it and hit paces. So again, that felt good. And I finished out with a 4-mile cool down. So just kept that nice and steady, brought the heart rate back down to mid 130s, which is typically where I like to have my heart rate for a zone 2 type of run. So again, strong run there, and this is really good. So I mentioned before the kind of the purpose of this run, and that is really to build both strength, leg strength over the 21 miles. It's a long distance. You're on your feet for over 2 hours, but also incorporating speed. How well can you get up to marathon pace? Can you be efficient? Can you be controlled? While also then being able to push up to the next gear. So I think there's a lot of value in being able to find some comfort a little bit above, a little bit faster than marathon pace. So when I was there about 10 seconds or so faster with what I'm hoping to do in the marathon, The goal there is for me to be efficient there. So when I drop it back down to marathon pace, I feel a little more comfortable, feel like it's a little bit easier and I'm not having to work as hard. And I think that was true even during this run today. I would start that first run or that first mile, and I felt like I was able to get into it and hold it pretty easily. I mean, again, definitely still working, but I felt fluid and I felt very controlled. I definitely had a little work a little harder in that half marathon pace effort, so there was a difference. But I think having to go from the faster one to the slower one, or slightly slower one at the marathon pace, definitely was helpful. So I do feel like I'm finding more comfort at that 5:30 pace zone, which is really exciting. That's what I'd love to be able to go out and be able to hold for the full marathon. And this is one step closer to that goal. So that run wrapped up middle of the week, and I spent Thursday and Friday just doing, and Thursday, Friday, and Saturday actually, with just easy runs. So I doubled on Thursday, 11 miles in the morning, 4 in the evening. Friday, 8.5 in the morning, 4 in the evening. Saturday, I did 6 miles in the morning, and then drove up to DC for the DC Half Marathon on Sunday. Did the packet pickup, walked around Georgetown a little bit, and then back to the hotel to rest and relax, kind of get everything ready for the race. And then Sunday was race day, so I actually just ran to the starting line, which was just over 3.5 miles. Ran the DC half, and then I did about a 4.5 mile cool down running back to the hotel, and just added a little bit of extra distance there at the end just to wrap up for 21 miles on the day. So this week was 106 miles, and that includes the race and that big workout that that you saw earlier in the video. Overall, a solid week. This was my 5th consecutive week over 100 miles. So I'm really happy I'm able to find some consistency here, both with volume and building in and maintaining some intensity, especially during some of these longer sessions. So, I think this is all pointing towards just really good signs towards the marathon. This next week will be a bit of a deload week. So I can talk about this a little bit more, but the goal here is really to work at a really high level, stress your body, put it under a lot of duress. And then what you want your body to do is to be able to recover, absorb some of that fitness, and then you can kind of start a new training cycle or a new set of training within that training cycle. So I did 5 weeks of pretty high intensity, high volume. This next week is going to be a little bit more relaxed. I'll probably drop the total mileage about 30%, and also drop a little bit of the intensity there as well. So it'll be just a little bit easier, and then hopefully that will accelerate the recovery, and then I'll start building back into my 100+ mile weeks the week after that. So I'll talk a little bit more about the DC half, waiting for some content to come out, some photos and such from the race. And once I have all that together, I will break down the DC half, how I did, and really excited. It was overall a great race, and excited to share how I did, how it went, and how I feel like that informs my training going forward. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.